This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.
Knicks family, what's poppin'? Is your boy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. And I'm only here for a short time because the Knicks play the Orlando Magic at 7 p.m. at the Kia Center in Orlando, Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to break it down slightly and then get to the basketball game. Remember to support the channel. Of course, you know the channel's been demonetized, so you can support the channel by hitting the Cash App, which is $ nothing but Knicks, or by using PayPal at paypal.me/nothing but Knicks. You can see that information in the YouTube chat. It's been to the top of the YouTube chat, and it's also in the description of this video. The last time we seen the New York Knicks, ladies and gentlemen, the last time we seen the New York Knicks, they lost to the Oklahoma City Thunder, not the Magic. And it was a bad loss. Not because they lost to OKC, but because of their performance. That's why it was a bad loss. Their performance. OKC is a good basketball team this season. Orlando is a good basketball team this season. So, it's hard to say these are teams that they should beat. But they should not perform the way that they performed against OKC. And although they found a way to, try to keep themselves within the game, down the stretch of the game, it just all blew up, right? All blew up. Bad, Jalen Brunson didn't really play a good floor game, in my opinion. Julius Randle didn't play a good floor game, in my opinion. R.J. Barrett didn't play well. Tom Thibodeau coached a horrible game and made some very questionable decisions. So it just didn't go well for the Knicks. And I'm looking for this team to rebound. And now this basketball game is much more important than that OKC game. Because this has a lot to do with the Eastern Conference standings. And even though we're early in the season, these two teams and the next team the Knicks play, the Pacers, are battling for position. Excuse me. I had to cough. They're battling for position. So they win this game, well, they're one up when it comes to tiebreakers. They lose the game, they're one down when it comes to tiebreakers. Same thing with Indiana. So this is an important one. The Knicks need to get this win against a young upstart team in Orlando who, ladies and gentlemen, are dealing with some injury issues. And yes, the New York Knicks are still dealing with Mitchell Robinson being out. But, I'm just kind of like, oh, well, it's got to be the next man up mentality. And they're supposed to have the depth. But for the Knicks, you already know, Mitchell Robinson, Jericho Sims, those guys are out. For the Magic, Markelle Fultz is out. Gary Harris is questionable. Joe Ingles is out. Jonathan Isaac is questionable. Trevelin Queen is available. So there's a possibility that Orlando's not coming in at full strength tonight. With some with a possible starter and bench players out. But this team has been continuously proving that they can win basketball games despite talking about the Orlando Magic. So the Knicks have to come into this game serious business. And listen, the past few years, it's not like the Knicks have just straight up blown out Orlando every time they've played them. There's been games where Orlando has upset the Knicks. So they've got to come here, you know. They're in Orlando. They got to come ready to go. They need to get back the game that they just blew or dropped. I don't want to say they blew the game that they dropped in OKC off of just bad play. You know what I mean? Off a bad play. Let's take a look at the lineups for tonight. Again, just a quick recap of the injury report. For the Knicks is Mitchell Robinson and Jericho Sims. For the Magic, Joe Ingles, however you say his last name, Jonathan Isaac, Markelle Fultz. Markelle Fultz is out. Jonathan Isaac is questionable. Joe Ingles is out. Gary Harris, questionable. Tonight for the Orlando Magic. Let's talk about the lineups. Because, this team has some length in their lineup. They are they're a defensive team. They've got some length. They can play some defense. All right, they've kind of got the bases covered with this young lineup. Right, and of course, one of the biggest issues with the New York Knicks that a lot of people are concerned about is the Knicks' lack of length in any one of their lineups. So, of course, for the New York Knicks, you got Jalen Brunson. Excuse me. There you go. Bring it back. You got Jalen Brunson. You got Dante DiVincenzo, R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle, and Isaiah Hartenstein. And for the Orlando Magic, starting at the point guard spot is Anthony Black. You got Jalen Suggs, Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, and Wendell Carter Jr. Now, look at the match. Listen, Anthony Black is 6'7", playing at that point guard spot. 6'7". Right, then you got Wagner, Paolo, Wendell Carter Jr. Wendell Carter Jr. is maybe an undersized center, but he's strong enough and good enough to get the job done. Although he is kind of undersized. Right, but this is a team, they're playing with length at these positions, and it's going to be interesting to see how the Knicks deal. I mean, we've seen it all season long on how they deal with teams that have length. Sometimes they're successful, and with the Knicks playing undersized, they're able to create mismatches. Other times, they struggle. Anthony Black is a rookie. 6'7", 200 pounds. He's there for defensive purposes. All right, but he's giving you minutes, 22 minutes, 20 minutes, 28 minutes, 33 minutes, 23 minutes the last 5 games. He did have a game versus Washington where he had 23 points, but that's the Washington Wizards. That's the Wizards. I mean, a lot of people is getting a lot of points versus the Washington Wizards. And I think Orlando really dusted the Wizards off in that game. Kind of like the way my team's been getting dusted off so far this season. I don't even want to talk about that. We got dusted off today. I'm a young group, though. I'll keep saying it. We're a young group. We had a 7th grader playing today, 2 8th graders, 9th graders. We're super young, but we be getting dusted off by these older teams. Just saying. Even Jalen Suggs is 6'5" for the Orlando Magic, ladies and gentlemen. Banchero, 6'10". Wagner, 6'10". Wendell Carter Jr., 6'10". Yeah, they're playing with a lot of length. More length than OKC. Uncle Folio talks about it a lot. This is going to be a difficult matchup for the Knicks tonight. It really is. How do the Knicks deal with this kind of length? I mean, of course, we've seen it with Milwaukee, but the Knicks matched up with Milwaukee several times. And here's the difference with this team in Milwaukee, in my opinion. This is a young, active team. A young, active team. Milwaukee, I'm not saying they're not active, but, they're a little bit older, maybe a little bit longer in the tooth, right? So they're not as active, have that youthful exuberance. You know what I mean? That a team like Orlando was going to bring to the table, a team like OKC brought to the table, that youthful energy. This is what the Knicks are dealing with tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And when you look at the matchups, well, we'll get to the bench. Then we'll look at the matchups. All right, and you'll definitely get a chance to see what we're talking about with the size. But looking at the bench for the New York Knicks, Emmanuel Quickley, and it's not Dante DiVincenzo. We'll make sure we change that up. Emmanuel Quickley, Quentin Grimes, R.J. Barrett, Josh Hart, and Taj Gibson for the Orlando Magic. Cole Anthony, you got Houston, Okiki, Badazzi. And I got some things I got to fix, so I'm gonna take that back, ladies and gentlemen. I'll come back with those bench lineups as we're talking about the matchups. And the Knicks are going to have size issues all over the floor. At almost the only position the Knicks will not have a size issue is at the center spot. That's the only position the Knicks won't have a size issue. I think Isaiah Hartenstein is like 7', 7'1", and Wendell Carter Jr. is 6'10". All right, but Carter Jr. still, is a good rebounding center, and he can give you some post moves every now and again as well. So it's not like that's just going to be, an easy task for Isaiah Hartenstein to deal with, but that's the only area that the Knicks have a size advantage. The only area the Knicks have a size advantage. When you look at Banchero and Julius Randle 6'8", Banchero 6'10". Right? Another size mismatch. Right? When you look at R.J. Barrett and you look at Wagner 6'10". R.J. Barrett 6'6", 6'7". Another size mismatch. And I know I'm harping on it, but it's, so evident today, tonight, or at 7 p.m. You know what I mean? And then you got Dante DiVincenzo and Jalen Suggs. DiVincenzo about 6'4", Jalen Suggs 6'5". Not bad. We can deal with that. And then, of course, you have Jalen Brunson and Anthony Black. Anthony Black 6'7", Jalen Brunson 6'2". That's what you want to call him? That's what you want to call him. I am assuming that Anthony Black will be on Jalen Brunson, right? Put that length on Jalen Brunson. See how he can deal with it, especially when you have length. You have length all over the floor. Jalen Suggs, then guarding Dante DiVincenzo, Wagner on Barrett, Banchero on Randle, Carter on Hartenstein. Seems pretty easy for the Orlando Magic. For the Knicks, there's another story. Anthony Black, while he had a big game against the Washington Wizards, I'm not going to assume he's going to have a big game tonight. I'd go ahead and put Jalen Brunson on Anthony Black. Right? He's giving you 5 points a game for the season. as long as he is the starter tonight. And then I'm sticking with what we got. DiVincenzo on Suggs, RJ Barrett on Wagner, Randall on Banchero, Hartenstein on Wendell Carter Jr. And I'm going to tell you right now, I am definitely concerned about the RJ Barrett and Wagner matchup. Word up. I'm concerned about that matchup. You know, Wagner is the kid can shoot the rock. He's giving you 20 points, 5.8 rebounds a game, 4 assists per game. He's a monster to deal with because he can spread he's shooting the ball 46% from the field. He's only shooting 27.8% from three. I'm not sure he's a guy that RJ Barrett can deal with, though. So I'm concerned about that matchup right there. You know what I mean? And this kid he's an all-star in the making, man. I mean, he's averaging 20 points this season, but he's been averaging 15 points. You know, his rookie season, 21-22, he averaged 15 points per game. And he actually shot 35% from the three-point line in that season. This year, he's 18.6 points per game. I mean, last year, he was 18.6 points per game, and he actually shot 36% from three. This year, he's 20.6 points per game, 27.8% from three. Excuse my dogs in the background. My son is bringing my grandkids over, so they're going crazy. But he can shoot the three ball. He's not shooting it well this season, but he can shoot the three ball. Right, so I'm concerned about that matchup. That's a big concern for me. You know what I mean? I'm not confident that RJ Barrett's going to be able to deal with Wagner. You know what I mean? Just yeah, I'm not confident. I don't know. Banchero, he's giving you 21 points a game, 6.8 rebounds, and 4.6 assists per game. You know what he does? I mean, you know, this kid can straight up ball too. And he's shooting at 36% from the three-point line, 46% from the field. So there's some matchups here that the Knicks really must be concerned about. Some matchups the Knicks got to be concerned about, ladies and gentlemen. This is not going to be an easy game for the Knicks. It's not going to be an easy game for the Knicks. Not in the slightest. But those two guys, Wagner and Banchero, listen, Julius Randle is going to hold his own. Right? No doubt about that. He's going to hold his own. Will RJ hold his own versus Wagner? And I won't be surprised if, you know, Wagner goes crazy tonight. I hate to say it, man. You know what I mean? You know. Graham said, it looks good on paper, but there's still kids who are putting them to bed early. I don't know if we're putting them to bed that early, man. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. Listen, I mean, they're above us in the standings. They've been playing well all season. You know, people keep waiting for them to break, for them to fall. We'll see. I think they're for real. I'm not assuming that the Knicks are just gonna, you know, put them to bed and walk over these guys. Nah. Trav, you said RJ's defense has been good this season. I mean, he's had moments where he's played well defensively. He's had moments where he hasn't played well, and I think tonight might be one of those moments where he struggles against Wagner, because I think Wagner is very versatile, and I think RJ struggles with versatile 6'10" wings. You know what I mean? I think he struggles with those type of players. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel good about RJ's matchup tonight. I'm not saying the Knicks won't win or can't win. I don't feel good about RJ's matchup. Concerned about that matchup. You know what I what I mean? In order for the Knicks to get this win tonight, though, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to have to figure out, I think, I don't want to say that they need to not, they're going to have to score from the outside. We need this team, we need the Knicks to get a little bit hot from three tonight. Because inside, barring Julius Randle, get inside might be tough. Playing inside might get tough. Scoring in the paint might be a little bit tough, in my opinion. They just they have so much length. You know what I mean? So much length. I seen somebody say to play a zone. I'm telling you right now, Tom Thibodeau's not playing zone against this team. Yeah, they shoot 33% from the three-point line. I get it. Conventional philosophy would say to play zone against this team. Tom Thibodeau's not going to play a zone. You never see Tom Thibodeau play zone. I've been hollering for Tom Thibodeau to play zone for the last couple of years. He won't touch his zone. So I don't think we're not even going to put that out there in the air. He's not going to do it. But they're not a three-point shooting team. They're not a good three-point shooting team. Not as good as the Knicks. Right? But, the Knicks find a way to allow teams to shoot threes and make threes on us. I wouldn't be surprised if they shot 38% from three tonight against the Knicks, because you know how much we defend the paint. Right? We defend the paint, leave that line open, and given the fact that they shoot 33.7% from the three-point line, you may see them open even more tonight. Because Tom Thibodeau, he might just play the odds. That's what you want to say. Right? He might play the odds and say, they haven't really been knocking down threes. We're going to play the odds. We're going to make sure we defend the paint. We're going to get the ball out of Banchero's hands. We're going to make sure Wendell Carter Jr. doesn't do anything crazy in the paint. We're going to make him knock down threes. Then they get some open threes and start knocking them down. The Knicks are a better rebounding team. The Knicks average 45 rebounds per game. Orlando 43. They're pretty close in assists. The Knicks just about 24. Orlando 25. Turnovers. The Knicks 12. 14 for Orlando. The Knicks had 18 turnovers versus OKC. 18 turnovers tonight, you lose the basketball game, I think. Can't turn the ball over like that. Points in the paint. Orlando, 55.9. The Knicks, 48.5. The Knicks gave up 62 points in the paint to OKC in the previous game. I do not want to see that tonight. The Knicks' defense has been terrible. We got to find a way to pick it up. I don't care what no one says. I don't care what Josh is talking about. The Knicks got to play some defense if you want to win in this league. Bottom line. Got to play some defense. Both teams, 16 second chance points per game. The Knicks 14 fast break points. Orlando 12.4. But in my opinion, if the Knicks want to win, I think the Knicks are going to need to shoot well from the field and shoot well from the three-point line to win this basketball game. I think that they are going to, they're going to need to play some defense. Like I just said, play some defense. Get stops, especially key stops. You know what I mean? Keep these guys out the paint. Don't give them 56 points in the paint. Don't give up 60 points in the paint. Don't do it. But also guard the three-point line. Close out. Close out hard. Run these guys off the line. Just because they shoot 33% for the season, don't allow them to now shoot 40 against us tonight. A lot of length. Knicks got to make sure they're hitting the boards. Normally, they're a good rebounding team. I expect them to rebound the ball well tonight. They got to take care of the basketball. Don't turn the ball over. If you turn over the basketball, And then you give up points in the paint. You give up open threes. It's going to be a recipe for disaster, especially if the Knicks have one of those non-shooting nights, which you haven't seen recently. The Knicks have been shooting the ball very well. They're going to need that three-point shooting tonight. You know what I mean? We still need Julius Randle to, play bully ball in the paint. Right? He's got to play bully ball in the paint still. But then guys like DiVincenzo, Grimes, Emmanuel Quickly, Jalen Brunson, do your thing from the outside. Even in the mid-range. You know what I mean? Even in the mid-range. That's how I think we got to win this basketball game. It's going to be a difficult game, though. There's no way that I see this being an easy game. D-Block says, Sim, salute to you. I want to thank you. I ordered the Brunson hoodie. It's fire. Thank you for ordering the Brunson. I mean, you're thanking me. I'm thanking you for ordering that Brunson hoodie. You know what I mean? Hopefully, came in as a nice Christmas gift to you. But ladies and gentlemen, I think the Knicks are going to win tonight. I don't think they like the way that they played against OKC. You know what I mean? If the Knicks take care of the basketball, shoot the ball well, I think they can win. It's going to be difficult. I think they know the importance of this basketball game, so I think they come out and get a win. That's what I think. You know what I mean? So, 6:59, the game is about to start, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to head off. I don't know that I'm going to be doing a post-game show tonight. All right, because later on tonight, I got to go pick up my daughter from the train station, and I'm not going to get back until late, so I don't know if I'll be able to do it tonight. But if I don't do a show tonight, then I'll definitely be doing a show tomorrow. I do have an early basketball game tomorrow at 9:30. Then I got the rest of the day free, so I'll be doing a show tomorrow if I don't do one tonight. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I definitely appreciate your time. Enjoy the basketball game. Again, if I don't see you tonight, I'll definitely see you tomorrow to wrap up this game. All right, so please hit that like button on the way out. Support the channel. Cash App is $ nothing but Knicks, or PayPal is paypal.me/nothing but Knicks. We always appreciate your support, ladies and gentlemen. I'm up out of here. And I'll catch you either later tonight or tomorrow. Peace.
This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.